Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this fun little card that has a fun little fold that allows this little man to not only be on the outside, but on the inside when you open it up. This card was created with the Construction Zone stamp set that you can find in my online store. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how I got started. I'm going to start with the stamping on this, and I'm going to begin with the sentiment here. This happens to have some bold printing on it, so I want to make sure that I have good coverage on my ink, and then I'm going to stamp it straight down, straight up. If you've got a little bit of the corner on that, you can take your finger to wipe that off. I'm going to flip this over and try again and see if I can get that without catching the corner. There we go. I've got that finished and I'm ready to bring in my piece of heavy equipment here, this little crane. And it reminds me of the little Dr. Seuss crane that I used to read to my children when they were young, with the little bird. Do you remember that story? So there we go. I've got my image done and I'm ready to move on to my little man. Now I'm going to stamp him down in the corner here like so. And I've got my stamping done and I'm ready to color. I'm going to begin with my little man here, and I'm going to start with the flesh tone, and I'm simply going to do his face and hands. And then I'm going to bring in the daffodil for his hard hat. And I'm sticking with primary colors here because this is a get well card for a child. And I've got his little safety vest on here now. And I'm going to give him some pants with the pool party. And then I'm going to use the light red for his shirt. There we go. I've got my little man done and I'm ready to move on to my crane. Now I want to do the back section here with the red, and this is the lighter one again, and I'm going to do the outside here of the door like so, and then I'm going to do the crane tower. I guess I'm thinking of a steam shovel from the Dr. Seuss book. And then I'm going to do the door in the dark, being careful not to catch that outer edge. There we go. And then I'm going to do the little tracks here with the red, just to add a pop of color in the tracks. And I'm going to take my light smoky slate and fill in the rest of that track, being careful not to catch that real red. And then I'm going to do the smoky slate at the top, and I'm going to take the dark smoky slate and I'm going to do the little weight there on the hook. I've got my coloring done and I'm ready to begin assembling. And then I'm going to bring in my coastal cabana. Now this is going to go above my little man and it's going to be adhered here and here. So I am going to add my adhesive to this side of the panel. And then I'm going to slide this over and I'm going to add the adhesive here. Now I'm doing it just slightly short of the full length so that when I adhere it, I catch the two sides, but I don't have adhesive sticking out on the top and bottom. I'm going to burnish that. And I think I'm going to slide that over slightly. There we go. Now this card happens to be a fun fold, and while it does not measure the full 8.5 inches across, it's still going to be scored on the 4 1/4 inch mark. So I've got that done, and at this point I can add my panel to the inside. Of course, if you don't want to add the panel right now, you can leave it unadhered and simply slip it inside the card and then adhere it later when you're ready to send. But I've got him on the inside and I wanted to show you how that little guy pokes out from the side of the card all cute. and cheerful looking for this Get Well card. I'm going to adhere my designer series paper to the front cover at this point. And then I'm going to add my image here to the real red. I love that our cardstock is thick enough that we can stamp on both sides. And of course, if you've already done your coloring, you won't be able to use the back side because that bleeds through like the Stampin' Blends are designed to. I've got my image on my real red, and I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back. I'm going to remove these protective spots, and then I'm going to bring in my panel and adhere it. This gives it a little bit of shadow and picks it up a little bit to give it some interest. So there you go, a cute little card made with the construction zone to lift somebody's spirit. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.